And there we have it, now with the hood, getting ready for the rain to arrive. Good morning, my name is Derek Manders. I'm here at Newark Kit Car Show, September 2024. It's drizzly, miserable, a bit misty as you can probably see. Now I've been asked by Jim to say a few words on my Locost. It's one of the first built from the book. The book list, there she is, look. The book was published in October 1996 and this car was built and on the road on 12th of June 1997. And over the next 12 years it was being modified and improved to see to what it is now. Now, I did sell this car in 2013 and regretted it ever since. But about a month ago I had a messenger message from the previous owner asking if I would like to buy it back, as he was going to sell. So I just had to say yes, and here it is, back where it belongs. It's took me 7 months to get it on the road, but it didn't look anything like this when it was first on the road. It didn't have any paint at all on it. It's 20 gauge Syntec, the bodywork, so it lasted a few weeks with just the basic Syntec coating on before I gave it its first coat of paint. And then I used cheap paint when I first did it, and that faded and looked horrible. So then I spent a whole winter rubbing it down, and then I painted it with 2-pack, which it's got on now, which this paint's been on for, I would guess, 23, 24 years. So it's 27 years since the car was first put on the road. It's one of the very, very first Locost built from the book. It was built with the help of a work colleague, Alan Horton, who also built one at the same time as me. Now he was the sheet metal work supervisor, so that was quite handy, as you could probably appreciate. Then a bit later on, well, with a year or so, I had the tonneau cover made, which has now seen better days. It's had a long, hard life. Then I made a hood frame, and I had the hood professionally made by a local boat hood and canopy maker, which I'm going to put on very shortly because I think it's going to persistently rain before long. So what I'll do, I'll pause for now, and then when I get the hood on, I'll start up again and I'll show you the hood. Okay, and also if anybody is interested in the hood and the side screens, the Haynes book, this one by Chris Gibbs, there is a chapter, if I can find it, here we are, the experts, chapter 14. I wouldn't go as far as to say I was an expert by a long way, but that basically describes how I made the hood frame and why I did it the way I did. Lots of useful hints in there if you want to follow it. The best thing I did was make the side screens. Since the side screens were made, the car's not been, well, I've not driven the car without them on. There's pictures somewhere if I can find them. No, don't know where they've gone now. There we are. That's the side screens. That's basically how I made the side screens. There. And then the chap that made my hood, he covered them for me. So there we are. I'm just going to put the hood on now before it rains anymore, and I'll come back to you shortly. Here we are, back with you again. So over the years, the cars, as I said before, it's evolved. I'm on the third different set of wheels. The third windscreen, well, the second windscreen frame, but the third glass. The first screen I made when I got driving the car, I realised it was too low because the top of the screen was right in my eye line, so I made a taller screen, which was a good thing really, because then when I had the hood made, I've got plenty of headroom. Being 6 foot tall, I needed it. So, third set of wheels, second engine. This engine that's in is a 1300 Ford Crossflow. It's been slightly tweaked. It's stage 2 cam. Everything's been polished and lightened. 5.5 pound off the flywheel. So it's fairly nippy. Like 4 branch exhaust, Weber downdraft carb. So there we are. We've got Reliant seats in it on mini metro sliders. So they just fit a treat, they do. The driver's one, I just had to alter the back corner just there. I had to taper it in slightly to clear, but the passenger side one fits a treat. They're not the most comfortable seats, but they're not bad at all. They're better than the foam padded plywood I had before. So the clock's a Ford Capri. I get 14 holes all drilled in the right place to fit that in. The rear axle is now 2 litre Capri one with the 9-inch brakes, but I've had to put 1.6 diff in it because it was too highly geared, the other one. And that axle's been on quite a number of years now, and it fits the wheel arches better with being wider than the original Escort one did. So the rear wings are Caterham and the front nose cone is Caterham, and all the rest were made. So, and there we are, stainless steel exhaust system made from bits bought at the Auto Jumbles. So, and that's it. Okay. Happy low costing.
It's easier downhill because there's no gears on it, is there? And it'd be better with some air in the tyres.